All right, so welcome to another deep dive. And this one is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one.
This one is going to take us into the Berini Haunting, a New England Holmes mystery.
Chillin' stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've got excerpts from the book to guide us.
It's always nice to have a good source material.
It is, yeah. And we're going to uncover the story of this family, the Berini family, and their ancestral home in New England.
Oh, ancestral home.
Yeah, so, a lot of times on these deep dives, we look at cases and it's like,
a family moved in and
some random family moved in
and they didn't know.
Had these experiences. But this one, there's like a family connection.
Yeah, there's history here, right?
Yeah, so it starts subtly, it doesn't
start off.
Jump right into it.
Yeah, right into the deep end.
Right. But it takes some seriously dark turns.
It does.
We're talking escalating paranormal activity and even physical attacks.
Yeah, like a haunting that just doesn't know when to quit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's so fascinating about this case, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it challenges the typical ghost story tropes.
It's not just bumps in the night, right?
Right.
This is some really intense, in-your-face kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it delves into some really complex things like family history, unresolved trauma, and like you were saying, the possibility that certain locations can just
There's that energy.
Yeah, that energy or psychic imprint.
Oh, that's a great word for it, psychic imprint.
Of those past events.
Yeah, and I think that is really going to come into play as we get deeper into this story.
Definitely.
So let's set the stage a little bit.
Okay.
The Berini family moves into this old New England house in the late 1970s, totally unaware of what's in store for them.
Right, they're going in blind.
Yeah, completely blind. And it all starts
with a little girl.
It all starts with a little girl.
Okay.
A little girl named Serena.
Oh, Serena.
And she appears right from the beginning.
She's making her presence known.
Making her presence known. But what's really interesting is that her appearances, from what we can gather, seem to coincide with significant events in the family's lives.
Okay, so she's not just like randomly popping up.
There's some meaning behind it.
There's almost a pattern to it, right?
Okay.
And a lot of times she seems to be foreshadowing like misfortune or even death.
That's creepy.
Right.
Like a harbinger almost?
Yeah.
Like she's trying to warn them?
Yes. But the family, they don't understand her messages at first.
Right.
It's just
a little girl.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have, on top of Serena,
There's more.
You have the little boy in white.
Oh, okay. Two ghost children.
This
is already fascinating.
I know.
You don't hear about child ghosts that often.
You really don't.
Especially, more than one.
Especially two, right?
Yeah.
So he's wandering the halls.
He's just kind of wandering, almost as if he's searching for something.
It's like he's lost.
Yeah.
Or looking for something.
Or can't find his way. I don't know. He even interacts with the father, Joe.
Oh, so he's not just a visual apparition.
He's actually interacting with them.
Interesting.
And he leads Joe to a hidden Virgin Mary medallion.
What?
Yeah, like, can you imagine?
That's why.
I know. Like, here's this little boy ghost, and he's leading the father to a religious artifact.
I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, it's got to be a clue, right?
Yeah, it's a clue for sure. It's like, why is he leading him there?
Why is he leading him there? What is the significance?
That's the connection.
What's the connection?
Yeah.
And, we have to remember, at this point, the Berinis are still trying to figure out
the history
of the house.
Right.
They don't know everything.
You're new to this.
They're new to this, right?
So
they do some research, and what they find is
chilling. Yeah.
Joe had two younger siblings.
Oh, okay.
A sister, Serena.
Oh.
And a brother, Giorgio, who
all died.
Both died in the house.
So there we have
it.
The connection to the little girl.
Yeah. Like, I mean.
Oh my God.
How crazy is that, right?
That sends shivers down my spine.
So, it's just this discovery that just raises so many questions, right?
Of course, yeah. Like, were their deaths really just accidents?
Yeah, I mean, what happened?
Or was there something more sinister at play?
Yeah.
That's where things start to take
a turn. Right. Because shortly after this revelation, the little boy in white, utters a phrase that changes everything.
Okay, what does he say?
He tells Joe, "My oldest brother is the only one who can help me."
Oh my gosh. What does that even mean?
Oh, no.
I mean, it's so open-ended, right?
It is. And it's chilling to think about.
Like, what kind of help does he need?
Yeah, and why Joe?
Right.
Yeah, why is it?
If it is his brother Giorgio, why is it that Joe can help?
Why is he the chosen one?
I don't know. But this is where the narrative, I think, becomes super compelling.
I mean, you've got me hooked already.
I know.
But, yeah, I can see where this is going.
Because, things, they really escalate.
Oh, no.
After that.
Okay.
And, the paranormal activity just becomes more aggressive.
It's not just apparitions anymore.
No, it's something else.
It's something else.
All right, well, let's dive into that.
Okay. The family is, literally under attack at this point.
Yeah, this is where it crosses over from, spooky to straight up dangerous.
Yeah.
We're not talking about, just ghostly whispers or things moving in the shadows. This is full-on physical assault.
Yeah.
The book, it describes the freezer door flying open and, slamming into Rose.
Oh, my gosh.
The mother...
I can't even imagine.
And then another time, their bed starts levitating.
What?
While she's in it.
Oh, my God.
And she's just clinging to a crucifix, terrified.
So they're not messing around.
No, this is the real deal.
Yeah, this is not...
It's terrifying.
Just your, fun little ghost hunt.
No, this is life or death kind of stuff.
It's life or death, yeah.
It's serious.
So they call in priests to bless the house.
Okay, so they're seeking help from the church.
They're seeking help, yeah. But the peace, it's only temporary.
Of course.
Right. It's it comes back.
With a vengeance.
With a vengeance, and then this is where it gets even creepier. There's
another presence.
There's another presence.
Oh, no.
And this is probably the most unsettling presence of all.
What is it?
It's a hunchbacked figure.
Oh, okay.
In a black cape.
So we've gone from children to
something much darker.
Much darker.
Yeah, and this figure proclaims himself a minister of God. Minister of God. That's interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, is he trying to mock the church or?
I don't know, but it's definitely...
It's a contradiction for sure.
It's a contradiction because his actions
are not very...
Not very godly.
Godly.
Let's just say that his actions are purely malevolent.
Yeah, it's almost like a demon or something disguised as...
Right, like an imposter.
Yeah, trying
pretending to be this holy figure.
Right, to deceive.
Yeah, and his appearance marks a really big shift in the haunting, right?
Yeah, a turning point.
It's almost as if a new, even more sinister force has been unleashed.
Oh, that's it, okay.
And it makes me wonder, we were talking earlier about the little boy's plea for help.
Right, his brother to help him.
Could it be that, his plea somehow...
You open the door?
Open a door for this...
For this new entity?
Yeah, this malevolent presence.
He was trying to call for help?
Yeah, and he accidentally...
Called for the wrong thing.
Called for the wrong thing. Oh.
It's possible, right?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. The timing it's very suspicious.
Very suspicious, right? Right after he says that, boom, This guy shows up.
This minister of God.
I just keep thinking about that phrase, minister of God.
It's creepy.
It is, and it's so contradictory.
It's why?
Because everything he's doing
the opposite.
Is the opposite of what you would expect.
It's he's trying to, desecrate the holiness of God or something.
And it just adds another layer.
A layer of evil.
A layer of evil and just creepiness to this whole story.
It's chilling.
And the family is terrorized.
I mean, can you imagine?
3 ghosts now.
3 ghosts, physical attacks.
Yeah, 2 of them.
It's too much. And they actually flee the house.
They leave.
Wow,
that's got to be a hard decision to make, to just abandon your home.
Their ancestral home.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot of history there. Yeah, but they call for an exorcism.
Okay, so...
They're taking it seriously.
You're not messing around.
They're not messing around.
No.
Can you imagine, the desperation?
Yeah, they've tried everything else, right?
They've tried everything else.
They've tried the priests. I've tried
to reason with them.
Yeah, they've probably tried to ignore it.
Yeah, they've tried to run away.
Nothing's worked.
So
they're at their wits' end.
They're at their wits' end, and they're we need an exorcism.
Yeah.
And it's not just one exorcism.
Oh, there's more.
There's 2.
Oh, okay.
They end up having 2 exorcisms.
Oh, that's intense.
And after the second one...
Things settle down.
Things finally stop.
Okay.
It's quiet.
Wow.
It's peaceful again.
So the exorcisms worked.
The exorcisms worked.
At least for now.
Yeah, and it's at this point that the Psychical Research Foundation...
Oh, okay, so, the the professionals.
The professionals. They get involved.
You get involved.
So they come in.
After the fact.
After the fact, and they start investigating.
So what are they looking for? Like, what's their goal?
Well, I think, they're not just, listening to the family's claims.
Right.
They're actually
investigating the events.
Analyzing the paranormal events themselves.
Okay, so they're looking for, like, evidence.
Evidence. Proof.
Oh. They're trying to, like, find patterns in the chaos.
Make sense of it all. Yeah, that's a tough job.
It is a tough job. And I think it's at this point that the author, who's clearly, very knowledgeable about all this paranormal stuff,
right,
makes this really fascinating observation.
Okay, what is it?
They point out that it's incredibly rare to have a child haunting.
Right. We were saying that earlier.
Let alone two.
Yeah.
Two child hauntings.
That's unheard of.
It's unheard of.
So what's the explanation?
Well, that's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah, like what is keeping these children tethered?
Tethered to this house.
Yeah, like what is so powerful?
What's anchoring them there?
That it's binding them to this place and preventing them from, finding peace.
That's a good question. And could it be, like we were talking about earlier, connected to the grandfather?
Potentially, right.
Yeah, like what if their deaths weren't accidents? Yeah. What if there's like this dark secret?
Like a family secret.
A family secret, yeah, surrounding their passing.
They're stuck there?
They're stuck there. They're tethered to the house.
Seeking justice or resolution?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
But then that raises another question. If that's the case, why is this minister of God tormenting the family?
Yeah, if he's the grandfather, shouldn't he be protecting them?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Unless he's not actually the grandfather.
Oh, okay. So we're going down a rabbit hole here.
We are.
Okay, I like it. What if we're not dealing with a simple ghost here?
Like something more complex?
Something more complex, something maybe even demonic.
Oh, okay. So like an entity that's pretending to be something it's not.
Yeah, and I think that's where the psychological aspect of hauntings becomes really interesting.
Yeah, it's not always black and white.
It's not.
There's a lot of gray area.
Right. So we have to consider that possibility that maybe this entity is intentionally misleading the family.
Oh, that's creepy. Like playing with them almost.
Playing with them, yeah. Using their fear, using their faith against them.
Oh, wow. So it's like a mind game.
It's a mind game.
Yeah, this is getting really interesting.
It is, right. It's like a psychological thriller.
It is.
We have these tragic deaths. We have two child spirits who maybe have different agendas.
Right.
And then we have this malevolent entity pretending to be a holy figure.
It's a mess.
It's
a tangled web.
I don't even know if I'm ready to untangle it all.
But that's what makes this, these deep dives so fascinating, right?
It is.
We're exploring the unknown. We're grappling with these questions that might not have easy answers. And in doing so, we're kind of challenging our own assumptions.
Yeah, about everything.
About reality.
Yeah.
About the boundaries between, the living and the dead.
The living and the dead, good and evil.
Yeah.
I mean, it really makes you think.
It does.
As much as I love a good ghost story.
Right.
This one's really making me think.
It's not just entertainment.
It's
thought-provoking.
It's about the impact of trauma, the complexities of family dynamics, and just the enduring power of the past.
Yeah, like how the past can just seep into the present.
Right.
And those secrets and unresolved issues can just echo through generations.
Yeah, it's like this ripple effect.
It's like a stain that just won't go away.
Yeah, and it makes you think about, your own family history.
For sure.
Like, are there stories?
Skeletons in the closet.
Yeah. Are there stories that have been passed down?
Secrets. Mysteries that just haven't been solved. Yeah. It makes you wonder.
It does. It really does.
It's lurking in our own pasts.
It's a heavy thought.
It is.
It's a heavy thought, but it's also
a profound one.
Yeah. And speaking of profound, we've talked about the
entity
and the children, but
yeah,
I kind of want to go back to the author's commentary on child hauntings.
Okay.
Because they specifically mention how unusual it is to have two children involved in a case like this.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Why is that?
Well, there's a lot of theories, but nobody really knows for sure.
Right.
Some people think that children, because they're so innocent and sensitive,
Yeah.
they're more attuned to the spiritual realm.
Like you're more open.
They're more open to it. Yeah.
So when they die, they're more likely to become like earthbound spirits.
Okay, so it's like they don't have those same barriers.
Right. Those same defenses
Yeah.
that adults might have.
That makes sense.
And then there's also the theory that, children who die tragically,
Yeah.
they might linger because they haven't had a chance to live a full life.
Like they
They haven't experienced everything.
experienced all that the world has to offer.
Yeah. They've been cheated in a way.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking.
It is.
To think about these children trapped between worlds.
Yeah.
Unable to move on.
It's a reminder of how fragile life is.
Yeah.
And how trauma can just like have this lasting impact.
Yeah.
Even beyond, the realm of the living.
And it makes this whole Berini case
Even more.
even more poignant.
Yeah, we're not just talking about
Haunted house.
a haunted house.
We're talking about
The echoes
of loss.
grief, and potentially a really messed up family secret.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is. It's a lot to unpack.
But it's important to remember that, these ghost stories, they're often reflections of human experiences. They're not just, spooky tales to scare us.
Yeah.
They're about our deepest fear.
Our emotions.
Our emotions, yeah. And our attempts to make sense of, life and death.
This deep dive has been
A roller coaster.
an emotional roller coaster.
It has. It has.
We've gone from creepy whispers to these terrifying attacks.
Family secrets.
Family secrets, child hauntings.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
But there's one final element that I kind of want to touch on.
Oh, okay. What is it?
It's just this whole thing about it being their ancestral home.
Right. Not just some random house.
Yeah. And that adds, I don't know, it just adds a whole other layer to this whole thing.
Yeah. Like a deeper connection,
Yeah. Like a familial link.
A familial
It's
link.
like the haunting itself. What if all the secrets of the past, like the traumas, the hidden grievances,
all the baggage.
Yeah. It was just kind of woven into the house itself.
Imprinted on the walls.
Yeah. Just like waiting to be unearthed.
Waiting for the right moment to come out.
Oh, scary to think about.
Yeah, it's a bit unsettling, isn't it?
It is. It is. And it really makes you wonder about like the true nature of hauntings.
Yeah.
Are they just these remnants of past events?
Echoes of what happened before.
Or is there something more?
Right, like a consciousness behind it.
Yeah, something that connects them.
Connecting the dots.
To the people and families involved.
It's a good question. And I think that's what researchers are still trying to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, is there an intelligence behind it, or is it just this residual energy?
Right, like is it just a recording playing on a loop?
Yeah.
Or is there somebody at the controls?
Right, and I think that, some researchers, they believe that certain locations can hold this kind of psychic residue.
Right, like an imprint of past emotions, past events.
And that those imprints, those can influence people.
That enter that space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one theory.
And then others suggest that maybe these hauntings are kind of a manifestation
of our own
subconscious,
like our own inner demons.
Right, like a way of
processing grief,
killed,
trauma, the things that we bury deep down.
So, I mean, we're left with
a lot of possibilities.
Not
a lot of answers.
And not a lot of answers, which I gotta say
is what keeps us coming back for more.
I know. Like, I love that we don't have all the answers.
The mystery is part of the allure.
It is. It keeps it interesting.
Right. The Berini Haunting, it's not like a nice, neat little story.
Yeah, it's messy.
It's messy. It's complex.
It's real life.
Yeah. It's like a tapestry woven from all these threads.
Threads of what?
Of tragedy, of mystery, of the unknown.
And I think that that's a really good way to put it.
It's up to us to, interpret the patterns.
Yeah.
Draw our own conclusions.
And grapple with those applications.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so fascinating and so thought-provoking.
Well, I think it's safe to say that this is a story that's going to stay with us.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes you think about the power of the past.
Right.
The secrets that families keep.
The skeletons in the closet.
And just the possibility that some places
hold on to
this darkness.
A darkness that we may never fully understand.
And I think, for our listener out there, I want to leave you with this.
A final thought.
Okay. As you consider the story of the Berini Haunting.
Yeah.
Think about your own family history.
Okay.
Are there stories that have been passed down
through the generations?
Through the generations.
Yeah.
Are there mysteries that are just unsolved?
Unsolved mysteries, family secrets.
And always remember that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing journey.
Keep searching.
Keep searching, keep questioning, keep an open mind.
You never know what you might find.
You never know what you might find. So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Berini Haunting.
It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure.
As always.
And we hope that it's left you with a sense of wonder.
A little bit of chills.
A touch of chills and just a desire to explore the mysteries that are out there.
Absolutely. The world is full of them.
It is. So keep exploring.
Keep exploring. And until next time, keep those flashlights charged.
And those minds open.
And those minds open.